Greetings, Zimbabwe. This is Change Radio News. Today is Friday, the 4th of July, 2025. The news read by Olive Rushito. The headlines. President Chamisa affirms he is still with the people. Zimbabwe Peace Project flags voter abuse and intimidation in the just-ended by-elections across the country. And Tagwirei thrown out of Zanu PF Central Committee meeting. And now for the news in detail. Yesterday, President Nelson Chamisa clarified that he has not left politics. However, he did step away from the Citizens Coalition for Change party, which he claims has been hijacked by Zanu PF through various proxies, including Sengezo Chabangu. President Chamisa emphasized that he remains active in politics and is currently consulting with citizens in both rural and urban areas. His aim is to form a new, powerful political movement that will lead Zimbabwe's next government. These consultations demonstrate President Chamisa's commitment to a collective approach in decision-making. Let's hear him speak.
Yeah, I ngiyahlonipha abantu bonke beZimbabwe, ngiyahlonipha kakhulu. Ngifuna ukuthi ngitshele abantu bonke beZimbabwe jikelele ukuthi hayi sizalungisa ilizwe lethu masinyane. Angizo form ibandla entsha. Hayi no, andisizothanga batho itsha. Chokutanga chandoda kugadzirisa. First of all, I want to correct the misperception and misconception that Nelson Chamisa left politics. I didn't. I left C, and I made clear the reasons for doing so.
Can we reiterate those reasons?
Yes, number one, I said the C had been hijacked by my opponents and diluted, and it had actually had certain individuals from the opposition who had lost their marbles, lost their way, and lost their true values to make sure that we're an alternative to the existing establishment. And because of that, I felt that I needed to de-link, I needed to separate myself and continue to maintain my purity, my originality, and of course my clarity as a person as we continue to forge the struggle for a better life in Zimbabwe.
So when you say you're not starting a new political party, what are you doing?
Well, we are going to be part of a broad movement. You know, you don't need political parties. Political parties divide people. Political parties disjoint people. Political parties have this tendency of raising toxicity, hate, and all sorts of negative vibes. What we need in this country is a movement for Zimbabweans, uniting the people, not in a political party sense, but in a movement. A movement unites. A political party divides. A movement drives people to a common goal. A political party can actually diverge and divide people from the common goal as a nation, as a people. So I've made mention of the fact that, yes, leadership, and I'll provide that leadership howsoever I'm required to by the people of Zimbabwe. Together as a people, together as Zimbabweans, we need to come together and forge a way forward. The situation in the country is so dire and so difficult. Unemployment, challenges, water challenges, power shortages, potholes everywhere, roads have become gullies, hospitals have become dedicated. You know, our pensioners are not getting remuneration or a fair benefit for their hard work. Those who are working are not getting good salaries. There is no money in the pocket. There is no sanity in our homes. So we need to correct this thing yesterday. And to correct it, we need to come together, reason together, walk together, work together, and think together as a people.
Over 1,500 people were affected by political violence during the recent by-elections, according to the Zimbabwe Peace Project. The rights watchdog says it documented 14 cases of harassment, intimidation, and physical assaults in Binga, Chipinge, Gutu East, and in Insiza North, all won by Zanu PF. In Gutu East, village heads acted as polling agents for the ruling party and allegedly threatened voters with eviction if they voted otherwise. ZPP also reported that some literate voters were forced to declare themselves illiterate and were then assisted by ZANU-PF members, raising concerns over voter manipulation. Businessman Kudakwashe Tagwirei was dramatically ejected from a ZANU-PF Central Committee meeting in Harare yesterday by Vice President Constantine Chiwenga. The move came a day after a recommendation to co-opt Tagwirei into the party's top leadership. His removal has intensified speculation over a growing succession rift between President Mnangagwa and his deputy. Analysts say Tagwirei has never held a formal position in the party and lacks grassroots support, raising questions about his political ambitions. Zimbabwe independent editor Faith Zaba has been granted bail by Harare magistrate Vakai Chikwekwe. She has been ordered to pay $200, surrender her passport, and reside at her given address. As the case proceeds, her arrest raises urgent questions about the misuse of state power and suppression of media freedom. In economic news, the Zimbabwe Human Rights Commission has summoned Harare Mayor Jacob Mafume and other city officials over the worsening water crisis in the capital. The ZHRC says that persistent shortages violate residents' environmental water rights, posing serious public health risks. Mayor Mafume, acting town clerk Pakamile Mabena Moyo, and acting water director engineer T.R. Kunyandini have been called to appear before the commission in terms of the Human Rights Commission Act. Seedco Limited is battling a serious liquidity crisis, with the government owing the company $40 million for seed deliveries over the past 18 months. Chief Executive Officer Morgan Nzwere confirmed the debt is crippling daily operations. Despite the strain, the company declared $2.3 million dividend in its first 5 years. Nzwere said most of the debt is owed by government departments and efforts to secure a payment plan are ongoing, though the process remains unpredictable. And in news from local communities, Dr. Sydney Zikuzo Gata, the chief executive of, the executive chairman of ZESA, passed away last night at a private hospital in Harare. Dr. Gata was appointed as CEO of ZESA in 2000 after serving as general manager and became the executive chair in 2003. He was sacked in 2006 and bounced back as the parastatal's executive chairman. May his soul rest in eternal peace. Stanbic Bank has launched a menstrual health campaign to support girls in undeserved areas. The program began with a donation of 133 reusable pad packs and undergarments to students in Shamva's Chipoli area. Valued at $15,000, the initiative will roll out in 2 phases and benefit over 800 girls in rural schools, including Bohera, Murewa, and Chipinge. The bank says the goal is to promote menstrual health and keep girls in schools. In entertainment news, top Zimbabwe DJ Alan Mambo, known as DJ Blaze, will headline the Moto Moto Festival in Cologne, Germany on July 19, 2025. The event celebrates African music and culture with artists from across the continent. Blaze, known for his high-energy sets, has performed in South Africa, Zambia, and beyond, marking another step in taking Zimbabwean music global. In international news, former Deputy President of South Africa and ANC David... My apologies, I will take that again. Former Deputy President of South Africa and ANC Representative David Radebe Mabuza has passed on at age 65. He served as Deputy President from 2018 to 2023. Mabuza, also a former school teacher, also served as Premier for Mpumalanga Province. May his soul rest in peace. Tensions are rising in South Africa over the government of national unity. On Tuesday, July 1, the Democratic Alliance lodged a corruption complaint against an ANC minister just a day after the GNU marked its first anniversary. The 10-party coalition was formed on June 30 last year. While the DA remains part of the government, it continues to criticize President Cyril Ramaphosa's leadership and its National Dialogue Initiative, signaling growing unease within the unity arrangement. Finally, in sports news, FC Platinum captain Brian Banda, who died in a car crash on Sunday, was laid to rest yesterday at Lady Stanley Cemetery in Bulawayo. Mourners included football leaders, government officials, and supporters from across the country. ZIFA President Nqobile Magwizi said the football community is deeply saddened by Banda's passing. Peter Rufai, former Super Eagles goalkeeper, has sadly passed away. Rufai was a proud member of the 1994 AFCON winning and the USA FIFA World Cup, which reached the quarterfinals. May his soul rest in eternal peace. Liverpool Football Club has retired the number 20 jersey in memory of Diogo Jota following the Portuguese forward's tragic death. Jota played a key role in helping the club secure its 20th league title during the 2024-25 season. The club praised his legacy with his final goal, a winning strike in the Merseyside derby, described as a poignant farewell. Jota joined Liverpool in 2020 and won several trophies, including the Premier League, FA Cup, and Carabao Cup. To end the news bulletin, here are the headlines once again. President Chamisa affirms he is still with the people. Zimbabwe Peace Project flags voter abuse and intimidation in the just-ended by-elections across the country. And Tagwirei thrown out of Zanu PF Central Committee meeting. This concludes our bulletin for today. Thank you for listening. From myself, Olive, and the entire team at Change Radio, have a blessed weekend.